Good morning, folks. Last Sunday in February of 2020. Morning has come with the first rays of sun breaking through our window pane. Songs fill the air, but there's no singer there, just an old wooden guitar playing. So, interesting weekend this weekend. I went up to Frostburg State, my alma mater, and was invited to speak to the lacrosse team and 200 guests at their dinner before their first game of the season. Some historic things happening at Frostburg. They're opening their first D2 season tomorrow against Lake Erie. At least that was true on Friday. That was yesterday, since we're looking back on it. So they won the game in overtime, and you win by 1 goal in overtime since it's sudden death. So I didn't jinx them. Very good game, very, very fun thing for me to go up and reminisce about my lacrosse career at Frostburg and my first coaching assignment at University of Maryland. So now I'm back on the shore and thinking about sailing more than thinking about lacrosse. If I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean. If I had a pony, I'd ride him on my boat. And we would all together go out on the ocean, me upon my pony on my boat. If I was Roy Rogers, sure enough be single, I don't think I could talk myself into marrying old Dale. It'd just be me and Trigger riding through them movies. Then we'd buy a boat and on the ocean we would sail. If I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean. If I had a pony, I'd ride him on my boat. And we would all together go out on the ocean, me upon my pony on my boat. Now the masked man, he was smart. He got himself a Tonto. Tonto did the dirty work for free. But Tonto, he got smarter. He said, hey, Kemosabe, kiss my ass, I bought a boat, I'm going out to sea. If I were like lightning, I wouldn't need no sneakers. Come and go anytime I please. And I'd scare you by the shade tree, scare you by the light pole, but I wouldn't scare my pony on my boat out at sea. If I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean. If I had a pony, I'd ride him on my boat. And we would all together go out on the ocean, me upon my pony on my boat. Me upon my pony on my that boat. That's a Lyle Lovett song. The only reason I don't like that song is because I think about his breakup with Pretty Woman. Silly. But at any rate. So it's going to be a beautiful day here in St. Michael's. It's a little cool but not cold. And beautiful sunshine. We're getting through winter and we have not had snow. So global warming, at least temporarily, is a good thing. A lot of building going on. Drove from Frostburg back home yesterday after the game and noticed there's lots of construction going on. So that's the sign of the real economy. Things are going well. Things will get more interesting soon. I'm writing a new song, not ready, but here's the hook. There's people in the street. There's people in the street. There's people in the street. I'm not sure who you might mean. There's people in the street. There's people in the street. There's people in the street. So we'll see how that goes. I actually took a week off to write that song, and that's as far as I've gotten. There's a couple verses running around in my brain. But, you know, they're based on the places that we've lived. So, you know, people around here like to have their house out in the middle of 20 acres of land. And I think there's really an upside to that. I love that idea. You can see the wildlife, right? Well, where we live, you know, since I've been talking to you, probably 15 people have walked by the house in the street. There's people in the street. So that's the wildlife that we watch. And people watching is the most fun thing that you could ever do. So we like our location. We walk into town. And we've had that similar kind of location. A lot of places we've lived. Chicago, San Francisco, Boston. You know, it's fun when there's people in the street. And the other thing that's fun about that is this. In my town, people stop and talk to you. Total strangers stop and talk to you. We wave to everybody. And I've read some information about the Mediterranean diet, that it's really good for you and it prolongs your life. But the true study was that when they went to the Mediterranean to understand why that diet was so good, and though you can do it in the laboratory and figure out why some of those things about that diet is good, the thing they found was the biggest causative factor of prolonged life was in small towns in the Mediterranean, people actually stop and talk to each other. So, you know, something to think about. There's people in the street. 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 I don't know who you might mean. There's people in the street. 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 People in the street. So, coming to a video near you soon. So my speech Friday night went 18 minutes. So it's interesting because my goal was to do it in 15 minutes. So I went over. I do understand that brevity is an important thing. 10 minutes in here, so this will be the last song. Felt a little bit like an old man talking to these young kids about lacrosse. So maybe this one makes sense. Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Oh man, look at my life. 24 and there's so much more. Live alone in a paradise makes me think of two. Love lost, such a cost. Give me things that won't get lost. Like a coin that won't get tossed, rolling home to you. Oh man, look at my life, I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. You can look in my eyes, tell that it's true. Lullabies, look in your eyes, run around the same old town. Doesn't mean that much to me, to mean that much to you. Love lost, such a cost. Give me things that won't get lost, like a coin that won't get tossed, rolling home to you. Lullabies, look in your eyes, run around the same old town. Doesn't mean that much to me, to mean that much to you. I've been first and last, look at how the time goes past. Here I am alone at last, rolling home to you. Oh man, look at my life, I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. You can look in my eyes, you can tell that it's true. Oh man, look at my life, I'm a lot like you were. Oh man, look at my life, I'm a lot like you were. So, it was a great weekend. I got to go back and reminisce about the glory days. That's a Springsteen song. And came home to St. Michael's, a place that I love. And got a chance to visit with you this morning. So life is good. Go Bobcats. And God bless you all real good. See you next time.